Hello, boys and girls. It's me, Miss Danielle at the Grand Ledge Area District Library, and today you're going to be spending some time with me learning about painting with apples. So all of you should have received a bag at the library, and when you brought it home, you're going to find these things inside. First of all, an apple, which will be together, so you'll need your parents to cut that in half for you. And then you'll find some orange paint in a little tiny container. You're going to want to put that on a disposable paper plate. And also we have a piece of green paper. Mine's folded to make a card, but it's a piece of green paper and a pumpkin silhouette and a piece of black paper and 4 crayons, green, black, white, and brown, and 1 paint sponge. So what we need to do first, though, is to keep our clothes nice. We need to put on a smock or an apron or a big shirt, something that will keep paint from going everywhere. Oh, here we go. And once we have our shirts on, our paint shirts, we're going to take our apple that has been cut by our parents. And we're going to take our sponge brush and dip it into the orange paint. I used orange because orange is the typical color for pumpkins, but you can use other colors if you have that as well. And you're going to put on quite a nice amount of paint. You can't really have too much, but you can have too little. Then I'm going to pick which one I want. I want to see it on my black paper first because I'm going to make a Halloween one. But you can do it either in green or your pumpkin. And you just push it down for a second or so. Oh, I might need more paint after all. Can't have too much paint. Okay, try that again. And I get kind of, just fill in the area here, but I get a pumpkin shape with my apple. Isn't that interesting? So now I've made a pumpkin with my apple. I'm going to have to let that one dry so that I can add the stem. And once it dries, I can also add a face or whatever I want to my pumpkin, if it's a jack-o'-lantern. Now I'm going to see what it looks like on my white piece of paper. Oops. Pumpkin inside a pumpkin. I have to smush it around a bit. Oh. There we go. Oh, my pumpkin is turning out quite sloppy, but I can smooth it down with my brush here. I want it to be even, which I do. And I can write something on here once it dries. I could write either happy fall, happy autumn, happy Halloween, whatever I want to write. Or say I wanted to do it on my green paper and make a Halloween card. Or even a, hey, it's fall, let's celebrate pumpkins and apples card. Okay. Oh, I like it on the green. It's kind of fun to play with paint, don't you think? This is tempera paint, so it is washable, but it's not finger paint, so you still don't really want to get it all over your hands. But if you do, it's okay. You can wash your hands later, and it'll come off just fine. Smooth my pumpkin around. Oh, these are 2 pumpkin friends. And I think what I'm going to do after these dry is put little faces on them and say happy autumn, everybody. Okay, so our pumpkins have dried, at least most of the way. This one seems a little wet, but we can make the stem and draw around it. So I'm going to take a crayon that will show up on green paper, probably my brown, and just color a stem. Okay, now they're starting to look more like pumpkins. And I want my card to say, Happy Fall. Oh, lots of fun things happen in the fall, doesn't it? How about the trees change colors, right? Sometimes the leaves aren't green anymore, they're red or brown or orange. Well, this is our Happy Fall card, and when it dries completely, you can write on the inside to a friend or your parents and give them a nice card. That was my green paper. Now for my black paper, I'm going to have to use white because nothing else will show up. So I have my white crayon, and I'm going to draw my stem for my pumpkin. And this one, because it's on black paper, I'm going to make it a Halloween picture. So I'm going to write, have a spooky Halloween. Too many O's. A spooky Halloween. All right. And you can hang this up on your refrigerator, closer time to Halloween. Super fun. And my pumpkin on a pumpkin, I can use whatever color I want, but I think I'm going to go with the green stem for this one. And this one kind of reminds me of autumn. Different things you can do in autumn, like go on hay rides, go to the cider mill. So I will have a great autumn. Okay, and it will remind me there's so many fun things to do this year. We can still play outside, we can still pick pumpkins and apples and berries. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I have one book I'm going to read for you, and then I'll see you next time. Apples and Pumpkins by Anne Rockwell. Pictures by Lizzie Rockwell. Published by Macmillan Publishing Company. When red and yellow leaves are on the trees, we go to the Comstock farm to pick apples and pumpkins. Mr. Comstock gives us a bushel basket to put our apples in. Geese and chickens and a big fat turkey walk with us on our way to the orchard where the apples grow. My father picks apples, and my mother does too. I climb into a little apple tree and pick the reddest apples of all. When our basket is full of red and shiny apples, we go to the field where the pumpkins grow. I look and look until I find the best pumpkin of them all. My father cuts it from the vine. I carry it back to the car. At home, we carve a jack-o'-lantern face on our big orange pumpkin. We put a candle inside and light it. Now our pumpkin looks scary and funny too. On Halloween night, we put our pumpkin on the doorstep. My mother gives away lots of our red and shiny apples for trick or treat, while I go trick-or-treating up and down our street. The end.